Pro boxing fans here with one and only the Omen Spencer, Oliver Spence. We're here, fight week. Adam Azim, Santos Reyes. Just obviously don't know much about the opponent. I've seen bits of him.
Same. I've seen bits of him. Yeah, he's like 12-0, 1 no contest, 3 knockouts. Typical South American sort of style. Comes forward, likes to throw loads of punches. So one thing we know is we're going to get excitement because we know how good Adam Azim is, and I'm expecting him to do a job on Reyes. If I'm totally honest, I think stylistically Reyes is sort of made for him, but it's a good opponent, unbeaten opponent. He's a live wire, and he'll see that as a big opportunity. Santos Reyes will see it as a big opportunity as well. So yeah, looking forward to it. But with Adam Azim, I think we've got someone special. I think that this kid could be the next superstar of British boxing. I think that I made my mind up on that one, by the way, like in November when he knocked out Ryland Charlton, because Charlton's a seasoned campaigner, and the manner that he done that and the way that he done it was very, very impressive. The shot selection, the punch power, he's got speed, he's got great boxing IQ, he's got good footwork, the single punch power is there. He's got it all, man. He ticks all the boxes. You know, young Nazim Hamid, young Amir Khan, like he sort of mould those all together, and you've got Adam Azim. So yeah, I think this kid's going to be special.
When I spoke to Johnny after the fight against Ryland Charlton, he said that, listen, I think boxers are going to have to start paying a lot more money for opposition, because you're not going to get valid opposition for somebody that has the ability of Adam Azim at this stage. We're seeing it right now. They probably struggle to get an opposition right now. They come up with Reyes, but it is going to get to a point where they're going to have to get tougher opposition in, pay a lot more money, right?
Absolutely, man. Like Adam Azim's in one of these situations, right, where he's talking about he's had 6 fights. He's going into his 7th fight. He's going into his 7th fight, and how do you hold him back? He's that good, and that's the problem. You know, it's like one of those. He's talking about European titles by the summer. He's talking about world titles before he's 22. He's 20 now. You know, but it's going to be difficult to get him opponents and also to hold him back. You know, because it's one of those ones. You've got to be very careful like that, because he's that good that at this level, the opponents are not really testing him. The only thing that we don't know about Adam Azim is whether he can take a shot or whether he can get down in the trenches and tough it out, bite down on his gum shield. But you won't find that out until much further down the road, because he's that good. So yeah, we're fortunate that we've got a talent like this coming through, and we can follow his journey.
I suppose that's the job of the promoters, right? To make sure.
Absolutely. You know, like they've brought in, you know, a tough kid here who's 12-0. South American, they're tough, man. You know, like they'll bring it. So let's see how he deals with that. Well, I think what they're doing with Adam Azim at the moment is, you know, giving him all sorts of styles and giving him that experience of international opponents and whatnot. They're doing a good job with him. It's a great card, by the way. It's a really good card. It's good to see that you got a card that's not just a good top of the bill, but you look down the bill as well. You know, Zach Tilley versus Sims Jr. There's another great fight, you know, and you got Pauls and Denny. Tyler Denny's another great fight. Caroline Dubois on the bill. She's probably got the easiest touch of all, but that's because she's so good. Opponent's dropped out. They've got a last-minute opponent in, but you know, we get to see her development. So yeah, some great fights in there.
A lot of people are actually impressed with Caroline. She's actually on your left-hand side, but yeah, impressed with Caroline last time out. And a lot of people are tipping her to sort of lead the way, take the baton off Katie Taylor, and you know, lead the way for a female fighting. What's your opinion on Caroline?
Yeah, I think that you look at her, and again, she's like the complete fighter. You know, she's got everything. She's got great judgment and distance. She's fucking heavy-handed, mate. Like wow, you just see her. Like when you're at ringside and those shots go in, you're just like her last fight was at Ali Pali as well, and I was there, mate, and I was like, oh mate, the power, you see them fudded in, you know. Yeah, she's a very special talent. She could be flying the flag for women's boxing in Britain, definitely. She's got that star quality about her.
You want to quickly move away, talk about a few of the things before I let you go. Matchroom have let this schedule out. A few fights on there, a few cards on there. Anything excite you from them 8 cards that they're part of there?
I've seen them, but you're gonna have to remind me of the top of the bills that are coming up. I mean, there's a lot of Matchroom. You know, they're putting out a lot of good shows. You can't knock the shows that they're putting out. The quality that they're putting out and the production that they do is good. So you can't knock that. Yeah, I know.
Let's go through them, yeah?
Yeah, let's go through them.
Lee Wood, Laura.
Like that. Love that fight. Love that fight. You know, there's Lara, we know what he's all about. Josh Warrington, that victory he had with Warrington in lockdown, and then they have obviously the rematch where Warrington picked up the bad cut with a clash of heads. We didn't really see that, but Lara can fight, man. That's a tough fight, you know. So yeah, credit to Lee Wood, who's a great fighter as well, very heavy-handed. I like that fight a lot.
Callum Smith against Stepien.
Yeah, like that as well. Stepien's a good test for Callum Smith before he goes on and boxes Beterbiev, another fight that Eddie's going to deliver. So, yeah, look, you can't moan at that either, mate. That's a great fight.
Obviously, AJ versus Franklin.
Like that. I think it's a good fight. I mean, I don't know why everyone's getting so pissed off about that fight, if I'm honest. Like, I think maybe because they wanted the Dillian Whyte fight, but Dillian Whyte fight will happen in the summer. But you got to give AJ, he's coming off that loss to Alexander Usyk, you know. Mentally, maybe, you know, not as strong as he should be. You know, he's out there looking for a new trainer. He's found it in Derek James. So, you know, you've got to allow him the right opponents to come back with. And Franklin was an unknown quantity before he boxed Dillian Whyte. Now he comes with credentials, and this is a big opportunity for him. And boxing's all about opportunity. He's going to see that as he go, right, I think I've got AJ at the right time here. I can make an impression, win this, and I put myself in the mix. So he's going to come here wanting this fight as well, because he feels unlucky against Dillian Whyte. That was a close fight. He feels that he was unlucky against Dillian Whyte. So I think Jermaine Franklin's a good fight for Anthony Joshua. Like, it's a good test for him.
Do you get Dillian Whyte's argument? He's come out with a bit of a rant saying, listen, I should have just lost. If that's the case, I should have just lost to Franklin and got the fight with AJ. Is that what we're going off?
No, because I think if he would have lost to Franklin, Franklin would have got the fight with AJ. Because it's all about styles, and Dillian Whyte's style has always proved a problem for Anthony Joshua. He beat him as an amateur. He gave him nightmares in that fight that they had at the O2 back in, when was it, 2015 or wherever it was. He hit him with a left hook in the second round. AJ was gone for a couple of rounds. So what I'm saying is, AJ knows that's a really dangerous fight going in, because styles make fights. Because A beats C doesn't mean C's going to beat B. And do you get what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, styles make fights. Dillian Whyte's always going to be a problem for AJ. So I understand the route that AJ's taken. You know, so yeah, it makes sense to me.
If AJ does lose against Franklin, is that game over for him, or do you reckon that Dillian Whyte fight's still there for him?
That's tough though, isn't it? If he loses, you know, it's a must-win situation. And not only a must-win situation, he's got to look good in doing it as well. AJ needs to rediscover the rawness that once took him to that World Heavyweight title, you know, where he fought with his heart on his sleeve. He was a little bit reckless, a little bit heavy-handed, but he's got to be educated in what he does, because that's where he went wrong before. He's like Andy Ruiz Jr., the first loss to Junior was... He's great, he's very explosive, very athletic, Anthony Joshua, but sometimes doesn't think about what's coming back at him when he's delivering the shots. And I think that he paid the price for that against Ruiz. Also, the psychological damage, I think, was done then as well. And that's a tough thing to overcome, them demons, man. Yeah. And I think that's what he needs to rediscover. He needs to... that's the $1 million question. Can he get over that? And I think he can if he finds the right trainer and he installs that confidence in him. But at the moment, it may be a little bit low. So I understand the route that they're taking.
That's my question. A lot of people are saying that, listen, we need to see the old AJ, the ruthless one. You know, the one that no nonsense, went in there, you know, through hands, no problem, and knock people out. But in this process, he's been knocked down a few times. We know that he's obviously last time around he had a mental breakdown, after the Usyk fight. So having this old AJ might not be there mentally.
No, but it might not be that easy, mate. If I'm totally honest, it's like, because when a fighter gets psychologically, when he's trying to deal with demons and he gets, you know, he's got those demons to overcome, like when they've lost, you know, in the fights that AJ's lost in. Some fighters can't overcome that. That's not an easy thing to do. When the mind has been damaged like that, that's a hard thing to overcome. So the $1 million question is, can AJ overcome those demons? Can he get that confidence back that he once had? Because if he can't, you're never going to see the old AJ. But that's what he needs to rediscover, and I think he knows that as well, and that's what he's looking for. And I think going into this Jermaine Franklin fight, we need to see the AJ of old, because if we see someone that's a little bit hesitant, taking their time a little bit, then he's not going to make a statement. That's not going to kick him on. You know, this fight is all about making a statement. He needs to make a statement. Can he do it? I think he can. I believe he can. But, you know, only time will tell.
A few of the fights that we'll miss out, but Rakhimov, Cordina, good fight.
Yeah, great fight. Good to see Cordina back, actually. He's like, you know, he should have lost the world title the way that he lost it outside of the ring. And I'm glad that he's getting that opportunity straight, getting back in there, boxing for that IBF title again. I'm pleased for him. I like Joe Cordina. He's probably one of the best talents in this country, definitely.
Taylor Serrano too.
Can't wait for that. When's that? May the 20th. Unbelievable. Can't wait for that, mate. Yeah, it's stylistically, it's always going to be a classic, isn't it? You know, both girls bring it, and they're going to do the same. May the 20th. Great fight. You know, great fight.
Before that, we have a bit of a spectacle in Saudi Arabia. Jake Paul, Tommy Fury. What's your thoughts on that? Are you into this? Because I know you started off this whole thing, the blame's going to go down to you anyway.
Listen, I get a lot of shit for it anyway. So am I into it? Yeah, man, I want to see it. Don't tell me that the people don't want to see it. You know what I mean? There's interest there. Doesn't matter, like, you know, are you talking about? Is it boxing? Is it crossover WWE, stroke boxing, rare, whatever it is? I want to see it. I love the fact that Tyson Fury said he's got to stay out in Saudi Arabia if he loses. I think it's a good fight. And I think that people will want to see it. There's an interest there. You know, Jake Paul's first time of boxing a real fighter in Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury is in a must-win situation. Yeah, I'm excited for that, man. I think it'll be good.
If Tommy loses, what happens to him?
He stays in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Well, you tell me, mate. Yeah.
Well, what happens to his boxing career? Because a lot of people are saying he should beat Jake Paul.
He's gonna struggle, mate. If he doesn't beat Jake Paul, I think he's gonna struggle to get any sort of credibility. So he must win.